Welcome to Parlay TV.
Plenty of things look easy at first. Skydiving, lion taming. From the comfort of your armchair, all sorts of risks look easy as
Cristiano Ronaldo, Diogo Jota, and Bruno Fernandes literally
blew Russia off the park in a clinical display of attacking football.
Wow.
Sorry, what did you say, Kobe?
Wow, bro.
Let's break it down.
I am Pat Mayo, and I'm here to give you the best pick at the top of the board, the best bet, if you will.
So I'm going to go with just under 25 for Middleton here.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Spreadzies here on the Parlay. I'm your host, Luca, alongside my co-host, Jelani, and we are back ready to give you our Week 10 picks of the NFL season. We're at the midway point of this NFL season, and we're coming off one of the craziest weeks in recent memory. Before we bring you the good stuff of our NFL picks, let's get into our records. So last week, considering it was a very crazy week, and a lot of the unexpected happened, I did go 7-7, which I am okay with, to now bring my overall record to 54-51. So I don't know how, but I'm barely over 500 still. Jelani, how are you looking after that wild week?
Yeah, so I had 6 and 8 among the games last week. Thought I was going to reach 500, didn't. So right now I'm at 53-51. So I'm right behind you right now.
Wow, this is really going to go down to the wire. I'm excited. And let's get into some picks. And we're first going to start with the Thursday Night Football game. Baltimore Ravens, 7.5 point favorites on the road against the Miami Dolphins. Who do you like in this spot?
Well, give me the Ravens here. They're definitely playing some good football. We just saw, again, they're becoming the comeback kids of the league, right? They were down and out against Minnesota, managed to come back, led by a guy like Lamar Jackson. Obviously, we know what he can do. He's my MVP pick right now. So it's going to be intriguing to see how they play, right? Just using him. He's ranked top 10 in both passing and rushing right now, having a great year. And it's interesting. The Ravens were looking at Xavier Howard, cornerback with the Dolphins by the trade deadline. So that's a pretty interesting storyline. But yeah, I don't think the Dolphins will handle Baltimore here.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. And you know what? Baltimore, they need a big statement win here because like you just said, Jelani, they have been the comeback kids. These guys have to have a convincing victory, in my opinion. They got to have a bit of a statement win, if you will. And they are going to go to Miami, a place where, you know, John Harbaugh and company have had a lot of success in recent years. So I do like the Ravens to win this game by at least double digits. And we still don't know what the situation is going to look like for Miami, right? Jacoby Brissett was a late start for that game as Tua was a late scratch. Is he going to be the quarterback or are they going to go with Brissett again? I think that uncertainty is going to cause a lot of problems for Miami as they do go up against a very good Ravens team. So I like the Ravens to flex their muscles here a little bit, and they will cover that number.
All right, and now we have the Buccaneers playing against Washington. This is a rematch of the wild card game last season. The Bucs open as 9.5 point favorites. So do you think the Bucs get this one done?
Too many points for me here on the board. I'm going to actually go with the football team. Both these teams coming off the bye. I think for as bad as Washington has been, you look at some of their previous losses, they have kept some of those games closer than expected. And the most recent one was that game against Green Bay when they were at home. That was a game that they could have, won and had a chance to win. So I do like Washington to keep things close. You know, they are 3-5. Tampa Bay is against the spread. So Tampa Bay's not blowing teams out. And I think this will be closer than expected. You know, Heineke, Chase Young, can he make a couple of big plays defensively? I think Washington will make this one close. So I will take the points.
I got the Bucs here. I just don't put too much faith in Washington right now. Their defense hasn't been playing up to par and up to the level that we thought they'd be at this year, led by guys like Chase Young. But yeah, Tom Brady, when you're looking at what he's done this year, he's looking like the MVP of this league. And he's 44 years old? It's ridiculous. But there's too many weapons on this team. You have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, those guys. So yeah, give me the Bucs. They're rolling. They're coming off of a bye week. Usually Brady does great off of bye weeks. So yeah, give me the Bucs here with the points.
Okay, next game now. We got the Detroit Lions on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers laying 9 here. What do you think, Jelani? Are the Lions gonna, add on to that upset theme and maybe get their first win of the season here coming off the bye, or are you not buying into that hype?
I am not buying into it. Look, the Lions, again, they're winless, right? They do want to get a win somewhere, somehow. It's not going to come this week. Also, they've lost their last 5 against the Steelers. So their history against this team isn't really good. Yeah, Pittsburgh, honestly, all they have to do, limit the run, limit the pass. They're doing a great job defensively. We saw it last night against the Bears with their pressure. So yeah, I think they're going to get after it definitely with their rush, and the Lions are going to have a tough day. I think one thing though is Chase Claypool. Is he going to play? He got a bit hurt against the Bears on Monday Night Football, so his status is unclear as we move forward this week. But we'll see if he plays. If he doesn't play, they lose a deep ball threat. But yeah, no, I think the Steelers have too much here.
So the Steelers have been playing better. All of a sudden, they find themselves in the playoff mix. I just have this funny feeling that they're going to make this game harder than it needs to be. I do like the Lions to keep it interesting. I'm not saying they're going to win here, but I do think they will cover that number. I mean, outside of that road blowout loss against Green Bay, if you actually look at their schedule, Jelani, they have kept games close on the road, most recently in Los Angeles against the Rams. So Jared Goff, I think he's going to have a much better outing. I think that offense is going to look a lot better after getting blown up by the Eagles going into their bye. And I mean, they are coming off the bye week, so they should be a little bit more rested here. Pittsburgh's going to be on a short week. So call me crazy, but I do like the Lions to at least lose, by no more than 10 points. So I will take them here +9.
All right. And now we got the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints this week. The Titans open up as 3-point favorites. So do you think the Saints get an upset here?
I am going to go with the Saints. This is a team that looks a lot better coming off of losses. As a matter of fact, the Saints are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games following a straight up loss. The Saints are one of those teams that when they look bad, they bounce back with a strong win. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a big game on the ground. Sean Payton's going to have a good game plan. And I think this is going to be a little bit of a trap game for Tennessee. This is a team that's coming off 4 impressive wins back to back to back, including last Sunday. Nobody had them winning that game. I think they might overlook the Saints a little bit here, just given their quarterback situation. So it doesn't matter, if they go with Simeon or Hill. I'm confident that the Saints and Sean Payton will actually respond in this game on the road, and they will stun Tennessee. So I'll take the hook. I'll take the 3.
It's going to be tough for Trevor Simeon and company. I got the Tennessee Titans here. I think the Titans are, again, the most underrated team in football, and that's been the case for the past few years. Even without Derrick Henry, we saw how they performed on Sunday against the Rams, and that was really defense, right? We saw a lot of great work from their defense led by Byard and Simmons. So with a QBR of 18.5 that Simeon had last week, I think he definitely has to improve on that mark if they want to go in Tennessee and beat a good team led by Ryan Tannehill, who I believe is the most underrated QB in the league. I think that the Titans are rolling right now, first in the AFC. Give me the Titans.
All right. So far we've been different with our picks, which is good. Next game here, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what happened to your Cowboys a week ago. They looked horrible in that upset loss against the Broncos. Do you like them to bounce back here? They're 9-point favorites at home.
I do expect them to bounce back. Why? Because I think that this week there'll be points put up on the board. They're 5-0. The offense, when they put up 27.5 points, they're usually undefeated against the spread. So I think that the Cowboys offense will manage to put up at least 27 points in this game against Atlanta and probably cover here. But the problem is the defense. I mean, Dan Quinn, he goes against his old team in Atlanta. He wants to prove a point, right? And he also wants to prove a point that this defense can actually play some good football, because last week they really struggled against the run. And honestly, they can't look past Atlanta. I know it's Atlanta, but they have been playing a bit better as of late. They're 4-4. And right now, if it started today, they'd be in the playoffs, right? As the 7th seed. So Matt Ryan and company, they have been playing some good football offensively. But when you're looking at both defenses, I don't think that Atlanta's defense will come up big compared to what Dallas's defense. I think Dallas's defense will have a lot better game than we saw against Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think the Cowboys are going to bounce back here. Like you said, Quinn going up against his old team, he's going to know those guys very, very well. He's going to have the perfect game plan ready. I do think the Cowboys defense will look a lot better this week. And I think just last week was more about that being a look ahead spot for the Cowboys versus it being a severe problem. I mean, at the end of the day, the Cowboys are still one of the best teams in the NFC, and they have a lot of room for error. Let's call it for what it is in that division. So they can slip up here and there, but I do think they will bounce back. Atlanta, this is a team that might make it interesting, going into the second half, but the Cowboys have all of those offensive weapons where they could just, blow away and really, take advantage of a Falcons team that's very inconsistent. So the Falcons have been impressive, but they are going up against a different animal here. So I do like Dak and company to look a lot better. And personally, Jelani, I felt that they maybe, rush Dak a little bit too fast in that game. I would have liked to see Rush maybe, go up against the Broncos and then Dak have that extra week to prepare for this game. But now that Dak was in last game, got his footing back, I think he'll be ready for this game to show some of that, MVP type form that he showed before going down with the injury. So I do like the Cowboys big here.
All right, we agree there. And now a good AFC battle, the Browns and the Patriots. So the Patriots are the favorites here at home. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. When you talk about dark horses in the AFC, I've been beating this drum all season long. I love the Patriots. They continue to get it done. Mac Jones showing tremendous poise as a young QB. He's been one of my favorite rookies to watch out there. That Patriots defense is getting it done. Bill Belichick, he's definitely got to be, smiling. I know not on camera because we never see him smiling, but behind the scenes because his Pats team has turned this season around. They are looking good on both sides. They are beating teams. And I mean, this is a team that could only, be with one loss today if it wasn't for some of those close losses they suffered against the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. So I love the way the Patriots are looking right now. Now, Cleveland, it has been playing better. I mean, last week they had a really big win against Cincinnati, and maybe that's Baker Mayfield looking much more comfortable now without OBJ and all those headlines surrounding him. But this game's going to be in New England. Patriots have the momentum. I think they're going to get it done here. I just can't bet against them at this point.
I'm going with the Browns this week. I know that the Pats are playing good football. Bill Belichick has the defense playing good football as well. We saw what they did to the Panthers. But the only thing is, I'm looking at the schedule. Strength of schedule is big to me. And the Patriots haven't really beaten those teams. They only beat the Texans, Panthers, Jets recently. So I got the Browns here. I think the Browns are going to come up big. And like you said, they've been playing pretty good football, without OBJ. It's been that case for a while, right? So I think they get that drama out of their locker room. And I think now it's just about football and focusing on football. I think it's going to be very, very close. This is an intriguing battle for the AFC playoff picture. But yeah, give me the Browns here, +1.
All right, next game, we got the Buffalo Bills laying 13 on the road against the New York Jets. Are the Bills going to get upset in back-to-back weeks?
I can't see that happening. I know nobody thought that the Jaguars would do what they did to them last week, but that means the Bills come into this one angry, right? They want to get this one done. They know it's a divisional game, but so it will be tough. But yeah, things just didn't work out against the Jaguars. It was really weird. They were beaten up from the line of scrimmage. I don't think that's going to happen this week. They'll actually protect Josh Allen here, and Josh Allen will definitely get these guys on offense going for sure. I just want to see more from the running game. That's the only issue that I see in Buffalo right now. But yeah, I don't think the Jets got this one. I know it's a big number, right? And especially for a divisional game, but I think Buffalo being upset that they didn't manage to beat Jacksonville. I think that they come in here knowing that they can't look past the Jets here. They just need to play the Bills football. They need to play their brand of football. They're 5-3. They're not a bad team. They're still in the mix atop the AFC. So they get right back to it this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bills are going to come into this game pissed off. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback for the Jets. The Bills are going to lay their number. I mean, this is a Jets team that gave up all those points against the Colts. So just imagine what's going to happen here with the pass first Bills offense. I think they're going to absolutely dismantle the Jets. And I know people are going to say, well, the Jets, they play teams close at home, Luca, but this is a divisional game. The Bills know how to beat up on the Jets. They've been doing it for all these years now in the Josh Allen era. So, yeah, I'm not buying into the Bills looking bad or, dropping another one or barely going to get by this game. I think they will show people that they are still a legitimate team and they will win this game big. So I know it's a lot of points on paper, 13, but the Bills will get it done, and it's going to be a long day for the Jets.
All right, we spoke a bit about the Jaguars. They play their rival, the Colts, this week. The Colts are favored by 10.5 points. Pretty big number. Do you agree here or not?
I do. I think there's going to be another blowout. I think the Jags are still going to be on that high from last week. Let's call it for what it is. That was their Super Bowl. All those emotions coming through. They got that big win at home, but now they're going to suck for the rest of the season. This is still going to be a season filled with growing pains for the Jags. And you look at the Colts. Don't look now, but they look very, very good. This is still a team that can get into the playoff picture. Carson Wentz is coming off a very big game through the air. That Colts defense did a couple of good things. I know they let up a lot of yards at the end, but it was in garbage time. The Colts offense is looking very scary right now. And I don't think the Jags are going to be able to keep up. So the Colts are going to be at home once again. I think they are going to win this game big, and they're going to keep pace potentially, with Tennessee with a chance at the division. But at the very least, the Colts will keep their wild card hopes very much alive.
I'm gonna take the upset pick here. I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say that they're gonna win this game outright. I don't think they're gonna win the game, but I don't know about the number, right? I think Trevor Lawrence and company will cover this 10.5. I think is a bit big for me, just looking at the division and the way the Colts have been playing. They're playing, pretty good football. You saw them against the Jets, but when you look at the whole year as a whole, they have played pretty inconsistent football. So I don't know what Carson Wentz is going to show me this week. And honestly, I think the Jaguars are going to find a way to pressure the quarterback like they did with Josh Allen last week. They didn't necessarily sack him or anything, but the QB hits, the QB pressures really threw him off, and that's what led them to a win. So I think here, they're going to try to do the same thing to Carson Wentz, bother him, try to get Wentz off of his game, out of the pocket and things like that. So, yeah, I think the Jaguars could come in here and surprise some people, make it very close. And James Robinson, he might come back. So that's huge for Jacksonville's offense. Yeah, give me the Jags here.
I like it. I like the boldness. Next game here, we got the Vikings going up against the Chargers. The Chargers are the slight favorites here.
Well, here I got the Vikings. The Vikings are undefeated against the spread each time that they're underdogs by 2 points or more, right? So I think Kirk Cousins, right? He's had a good season. The only issue is with the Vikings, can they finish these games off? We saw Dalvin Cook have a good game as well against Baltimore. They just couldn't finish the game off. And that's the other thing with the Chargers too. They've also struggled to finish games. Maybe not against Philly. They did get it done against Philly. But when you're looking at both teams, I'm going to try to put more faith in the Vikings, a team that is on the ropes right now. They need a win, right, to keep pace in the NFC playoff picture, right? They've dropped some very close games as of late. They want to get back in the win column. This is a game where maybe the Chargers feel really good about themselves beating Philly in Philly. They come back and not playing, their brand of football. I think the Vikings come up big here and look for Dalvin Cook to have a good day for the Vikings.
I got to agree with you, Jelani. I absolutely love this pick in the Vikings. This is a team that they're in every single game, it seems, and they are due for a win. This is a good football team. I know their record is not an indication of that, but this is a team that's playing all these, teams hard, with the exception of obviously that bad spot against the Cowboys. I mean, they almost stunned the Ravens last week, and Kirk Cousins, he is a quarterback that overall he's had a really good season. So I do think this is going to be a little bit of a trap for the Chargers, and that's a team that they haven't been able to finish some of their games too. So when the Vikings are in this spot, it seems like they always come through as that slight underdog, as you mentioned, with that record against the spread. So I like this game, and yeah, I'll take the points, and I wouldn't be surprised the Vikings win this game straight up and get the mini upset here on the road. All right, next game here, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are the big 10-point favorites here at home.
Yeah, I got the Panthers in this one. It is the upset pick of the week for me. I know that Sam Darnold has not been playing good football. He has to show up this week. I honestly think bringing back or getting back Christian McCaffrey will help a lot. I know last week he didn't really get involved in the offense. I do think this week they do use McCaffrey a lot more against Arizona, right? Who does at times struggle against the run. So we'll see how that works out for them. But yeah, I think Sam Darnold, he needs a good game, doesn't want to get benched, doesn't want any more criticism coming his way. So I think that he actually has a pretty solid week like he had earlier on in the season, right? So, yeah, give me the Panthers here. Matt Rule and his defense also will make it tough for Colt McCoy, given Kyler Murray doesn't play this week.
Yeah, I got to agree with that pick. I love the Panthers in this spot. I think this is going to be an upset win for them. This is put up or shut up time for the Panthers. Their season is basically on the line here. Expect a lot more touches from Christian McCaffrey, who will be the X factor in this one. And I think Carolina is just going to manage more of the clock. They're going to control time of possession, and they will get back on track here. I think their defense is going to do just enough, whether, it's Colt McCoy, Kyler Murray. I have a feeling the Panthers are really going to show up because they've been taking a lot of criticism, especially as you mentioned, Sam Darnold, who is playing for his job right now. Can he come away with a big time road performance? I see it here. So I do like the Panthers plus 10.
All right. And now we have the Broncos. They are playing host against the Philadelphia Eagles, another NFC East battle for the Broncos. Do you think the Broncos get this one and move to 6-4?
I do. I think this is a big game for the Broncos. Get another win before heading into your bye week. Broncos look really good right now, especially coming off that big time win against the Cowboys. Their defense looks stellar. I mean, Von Miller, who they're not missing him right now, and Teddy Bridgewater, he has been really impressive. I know he missed a game or two with concussion problems, but since coming back, he has looked very good out there. He's making the throws needed. He's getting all of his weapons involved. And Judy has been the X factor for me for this Broncos team. Since coming back into this offense, it has looked a lot better. He got injured after week one. The Broncos, started 3-0, but then they fumbled a little bit in the middle of the season. But since he's rejoined this team, they have looked a lot better offensively. So I think it's going to be a total team effort. Mile High is a tough place to play. I think it's going to be too much for the Eagles to overcome. They could make this game close, but I do like the Broncos to win this game by at least a field goal. So I'm going to take them here minus 2.5.
Yeah, give me the Broncos here as well. I think that the Eagles, they almost had it against the Chargers. I think this week is going to be a tougher game. Look, Jalen Hurts, we know what he can do. He's going to manage to bring these guys down the field on certain possessions with his arm and legs as well. But I do think they do need to try to run the football as well by committee against Denver. That's the only way I see them winning in a tough Mile High, place to play. So if they run the ball effectively, I do see the Eagles possibly pulling off the upset, but I'm going to go Broncos here. I just trust them after what I saw in Dallas, the return of Dak Prescott. They definitely tormented Dallas all the time, whether if it was pass, whether it was the run. So, yeah, I think the defense is very underrated. Vic Fangio has those guys playing good football. And you mentioned it, Teddy Bridgewater, pretty nice, performances as of late. So now they could move to 6-4, move into the bye week, feeling good about themselves and where they currently stand in the AFC West, which is very tough. So they need wins to keep pace with, the Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers. It's all a bunch right now. So yeah, I think the Broncos got this one.
Okay, big game in this one. America's game of the week. Seattle Seahawks with the return of Russell Wilson going up against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I know Aaron Rodgers has to clear one more protocol before he's cleared to play, but odds are he will be good to go for this one. So who do you like in this very big game?
Well, given that Aaron Rodgers plays, I'll take the Packers. So yeah, give me the Packers in this one. The road team has not won in the Wilson and Rodgers rivalry, right? So that's an interesting point. But yeah, we saw Jordan Love last week against the Chiefs. It just didn't work out, honestly. So if he does play, I'd probably change the pick. But I'm putting faith that Rodgers plays here. It's a tough place, Lambeau Field. The Seahawks do not have a good history at Lambeau. I believe they've never won or only won there one time, I think back in 99. So honestly, I don't see it being, a good recipe for success for the Seattle Seahawks this week. But it's intriguing to see that Russell Wilson is back. I mean, he was supposed to be out minimum 6 weeks, right? And it seems as if that he's coming back quickly. And we're gonna see the return of Chris Carson, and they're looking at OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. So you never know what's gonna happen there. But yeah, I think the Packers, they almost pulled off a win in KC. Given that Rodgers was there, they would have probably won that one easily. They're playing better football right now than Seattle. Seattle has been very inconsistent this year. And now that Russell Wilson is back, that's great. But how is he going to look after weeks of not being there? It's going to be, some baby steps getting right back into the groove of things. I don't think it's going to be that easy for Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit off the board here. I'm going to go with the upset here with Seattle. I really think they're going to show up. Their season is on the line. Russell Wilson, Carson coming back at the perfect time. I mean, Geno Smith, you got to give him credit. He did play well enough in some of those games, was able to get them a win against Jacksonville. But overall, I mean, this is Russell Wilson's team, and Seattle fans are happy to have him back. And I think this is going to be a very close, nitty-gritty game. And I do like Seattle to pull off the upset, even if Aaron Rodgers plays. If it is Jordan Love, definitely going to take Seattle. But if it is Rodgers, I'm still going to be confident taking the Seahawks plus the points. That's a great stat you brought up against the home team. But listen, all stats and records must be broken sooner rather than later. So I do like Seattle in a desperate effort here to get one. And they will look very sharp against the Green Bay Packers.
And a very important game in the AFC West, a great rivalry happening this week. We have the Chiefs and the Raiders. All right, so the Raiders are hosting here. The Chiefs are actually the favorite. So do you agree with that or not?
I mean, I like it because it makes me want to take the Raiders even more. I love the Raiders in this spot. Yeah, the Chiefs have not been good even in these last couple of wins. Come on. They almost lost and blew it to Jordan Love. And then the week prior, they looked bad against the Giants, almost losing that game too at home. You look at the Raiders, they are coming off a very disappointing loss against the Giants. But I do like Las Vegas to be rocking for this Sunday Night Football game. And Derek Carr, he and the Raiders have actually had a lot of success against the Chiefs in these last couple of seasons. They know what it takes to beat the Chiefs. Even when the Chiefs were rolling, last season and the year before, the Raiders were usually that team that would come away with at least one win. So they're at home. They're going to be rocking. They're going to be angry from last week. This is a big game in terms of playoff picture. So I do like the Raiders to show up in this spot. And the Vegas is actually 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games as an underdog. So I think them being a dog here is only going to do them wonders, as they're going to prove a lot of people wrong. So take the Raiders at home plus 2.5.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the Chiefs play this week. They haven't been playing well at all when it comes to their offense. The defense, though, they gave some signs of hope, albeit against a rookie in Jordan Love. They did have a good game. I'm going to take the Chiefs here. I think that at some point you're asking yourselves, when is Patrick Mahomes going to get back to form, his MVP form? He hasn't been this year. He hasn't been playing well in terms of fantasy or just outright in terms of games. So I think this is the time where the Chiefs wake up, right? They're playing a division opponent who wants to beat them, who wants to take the throne from them in the division. I think that they try here to bring the Raiders back down to earth and remind them who the Chiefs really are. I think the Chiefs do need to wake up at some point in the season. And I think this is a great spot for them as we move to the second half of the year, getting a good win on the road. I think that is going to be close, right? All their recent meetings have been close, but the Chiefs have won 11 of the last 13 against the Raiders. So when you're looking at that and looking at the dominance that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and these guys have had against the Raiders, I'm going to take the Chiefs here. And that's given that the Chiefs defense plays the way they did against Green Bay, where they forced a lot of 3-and-outs and had a lot of QB pressure, a lot of great drives defensively. So yeah, that's going to be close, but yeah, give me the Chiefs here.
It's going to be a big game for sure. And then to close out week 10, it's going to be another big time matchup. Monday Night Football, we go. The Rams coming off their loss, taking on the Niners, as the Rams are 4-point favorites here. Who do you like?
I like the Rams. The Niners have been playing really, really weird football this season. I don't know, like week by week, I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're not. I don't know if they're a playoff team or not. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Rams. They didn't play well against Tennessee at all. So we'll see what Cooper Kupp and these guys have. I think Kupp, he was limited against the Titans last week, but I think this week Matt Stafford will try to find him. also the Niners, I mean, they've struggled to put points on the board. I think 4 of their last 5, they struggled to get over 21 points. So with that being said, when you're playing a Rams team who knows how to score, I think the Rams are going to get right back to form. They had an off week against the Titans. I think they're going to get right back to scoring some points, probably getting over 28 here, I see. So, yeah, can they keep up? Can the Niners keep up with LA in terms of the scoreboard? I don't see it. So, yeah, give me the Rams here.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with a Niners team that I think is going to be very desperate in this spot. They need to win this game. This is a team that has not won at home. They keep dropping these very important divisional games. I like Jimmy G to finally show up in a primetime spot. And the Niners, they have had the Rams number of late. This is a team that has beaten the Rams 4 straight times. So Kyle Shanahan, he's the perfect coach for this spot. He's going to devise the perfect game plan to continue to slow down Matt Stafford and company, which it is possible to do so. Tennessee obviously proved that on Sunday Night Football. So I think this is going to be a battle of the trenches, nitty-gritty game, very physical battle. I will take the points. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a last-second possession, last-second field goal. So I do like the Niners to finally respond here and make things interesting at home. Their season's on the line. This is a bigger game for them, in my opinion, than it is for the Rams, even though both these teams are coming off of a loss.
All right, it should be fun. We'll see what happens this upcoming week. NFL is getting a lot more serious. We're in the second part of the season. So it was great to be with you, Luca. And according to my sources, it looks like on my LinkedIn, it said that it's your birthday. So I don't know if that source is correct or not. If it is, happy birthday, Luca.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Your sources are correct. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, we'll see if your birthday week ends up being good for you for Spreadzies. It's Jelani. It's Luca. See you next time.